What's up, everybody? It's day 37 of 100 Days of Codes. We are very sad because we missed out on the video yesterday, but today we have returned and we are back. We had a interesting night with the children, so it made it a little bit more difficult to sort of get a video out and that sort of thing, but I'm sure you guys will forgive me. I'm back on the video scene, day 37 of 100 Days of Code. Not only that, but we are also one more day into another week of School of Code. So we are very fortunate. We've been looking at all things having to do with testing, unit testing. So we've been messing around with sort of things like Jest. And Jest, you can install in your Visual Studio Code. You can install it as an npm on Node.js, which is super cool. And it shows up in sort of your modules as a dependency, just like anything else would. And it's a way that you can test. And so essentially, we didn't get to talk about this in the video yesterday, but essentially, you can test things out. I'll get to that in 1 second. So, 100 Days of Code. It's been one day and I forgot about it. What are the rules of 100 Days of Code? 1, we code 1 hour a day. 2, we make sure to hold ourselves accountable publicly to all of you fine people on Twitter and LinkedIn and all other places it might find itself. And thirdly, we talk about our thoughts and feelings. So what did we get up to today? Well, we looked a little bit more at Jest. And for those of you who don't know, Jest is a NPM that you can install in Node.js where you can create test files. So for example, if you had an index.js file, you could create an index.test.js file, and then that would be sort of the place you could make your running of Jest language that sort of interacted with your index.js file and then tested what's inside. And essentially you create logic with that. So you might have test, and then you might have sort of a human string talking about what it did, and then you might have sort of the actual thing that goes into it, and then sort of what's expected. And it might sort of say, it needs to be this. This is what you're putting in, this is what it's to be. Which is really cool. So we did some stuff on that. Around today we had more of lecture to sort of cover the basics of those sort of things again and really solidify those things really more concretely. Today, as always, we started with our squats as normal, squatting it out, which is real good. Sounded like we did that with some K-pop today, which is real nice. I wasn't feeling super great today because I was up all night with the kids, but I had a bit of a bad stomach. But nevertheless, we kept going and we kept persevering. Because no matter what the case is, sunshine, come hell or high water, I'm going to be coding 1 hour a day. That's just how it is. So we show up. So that's what we did. So we did a bit of Code Wars today as well, which is awesome. And Code Wars works off the same sort of principles of Jest, where it has tests in it. So you might have the code there, and then Code Wars actually tests it. And those tests that it does are very similar. As a matter of fact, they do use Jest, this testing JavaScript NPM that tests what you put in, and then it lets you know whether you got it right or not. And this helps to sort of keep clean code. This helps you to make sure that you're on the right track and all these good things, and that you return the outcome that's meant to be there, what's expected, right? Super cool, a good way of going about it, and you can continue to change it. And with that, we looked at some cool stuff. We looked at unit tests. We looked at user journeys. We talked about sort of TDD. So TDD was one of the things we spoke about, and it's basically a way of put me on the spot now. TDD, what does it stand for again? I can't remember. TDD, we're gonna just check it out again because my brain's a bit like a sieve today. Test-driven development. So essentially the whole thing is that you sort of incrementally, you check little parts of, you sort of create the test with the code in mind, but you do it iteratively and you do it a little bit at a time, and it really matches the sort of agile framework really well. and you do that. So we did that with relation to creating sort of a in one of our well, in Code Wars we solved the 7 KYU, which is awesome. So I've gone up a level in Code Wars, which is awesome. And secondly, we also had a sort of thing where we had TDD testing with relation to a Scrabble game. And so we had to sort of put in an A function, create a test for it, those sorts of things. And we also created one which would test every single letter. And me and my partner, we decided to actually check out using, rather than test.each, we decided to use it.each. Put in something in English, use the function bits, and then actually have it sort of compare an array that we created where it said A is one, it was like an array inside of an array of arrays. And we did that and it compared that against what was running in sort of the function. And inside the function, we created sort of a switch where it switched in the letters and that sort of thing. So that was today. It was super fun, really enjoyable. And then, of course, last but not least, we had the boys from Cypress.io in today talking about sort of their browser-based tester. It's an end-to-end test thing which can test lots of different things. So, for example, if you're on a website, it does everything in the browser. Doesn't matter the language. It sort of does everything through the DOM, everything through the browser. And so whatever you brought up, so say for example there was like a heading on the website, you could test to make sure, you could select that exact H1 for example, and you could test the functionality worked with a test that had been created within this new thing called Cypress. Well, not new, but that was really, really cool. So we had two of the guys from there actually explaining a little bit about that. So we did a lot of good code today. What are my thoughts and feelings today? Well, that I could persist and I could keep going on even if I didn't feel well. I thought I wouldn't be able to focus, but I was able to focus, and we were able to get it done. I was able to take in a lot more than I thought, and even though it was a little bit of a struggle at times, we got there, and I feel really happy that I persevered, that I didn't miss out on anything, and that I got the privilege to sit in on that talk with two amazing people from Cypress that are so knowledgeable on testing and really gave us an insight into that world. So I'm really thankful. I'm really happy that I got to be a part of. But anyways, guys, that's all from me. What a great day. We had fun times sort of learning more about testing in Jest. We also learned more about Cypress. We went up a level in Code Wars. Whoop, whoop. We did that as well. And we just had overall a fantastic day. Even though we weren't feeling well, it's okay. We had a great day nonetheless. Anyways, guys, day 37 of 100 Days of Codes. Until next time, peace out to all of you code warriors out there. Keep calm and code on. Peace out, guys. See you later.